So, in some of my videos, I mention some of the things like treating other people how they treat me, teaching people lessons, stuff like that. And yes, I would feel much better if somebody was torturing me, forcing pills down my throat, I suffered for their actions, stuff like that. I would love to shove the truth down their throat. I would love to stomp down their door, tie them up, and force them to hear the truth. And every time they try to make up a fantasy or come up with some bullshit, give them a smack. That would be, that would get this off my chest after 25 years, of course. But it doesn't accomplish anything. In my problems, I'm super religious. If you are planning to get forgiveness for a future sin that you're gonna commit, you are not forgiven. If you say, well, I'll do whatever the fuck I want, and on my deathbed, I'll ask Jesus for forgiveness and I'll be forgiven, and so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Or, well, I'll plan on tying this person up and robbing me, or robbing him in 3 months, but I'll ask for forgiveness in 4 months, and it's okay, so I'll just go along with this plan. Or, well, I'm too old to deal with this, so I'm just going to let him die and suffer. And when it comes to my time, I'll just ask for forgiveness. As much as you want to believe that that's how it works, you can plan to commit a sin, you can continue committing sins willingly and then just plan to ask for forgiveness later. God knows that trick. He knows that you are making a willing choice to commit a sin because you think that he will forgive you later. And yes, God will forgive you if you do something wrong and you truly want forgiveness. But the problem is if you're planning to do something that causes harm to another human being and then you're just planning on asking for forgiveness later, you're not actually asking forgiveness. You're not actually doing anything. You knew what you were doing was wrong, and you chose to do it anyways because you thought you had a scapegoat sometime afterwards by just going, Jesus, forgive me. I planned to ask for forgiveness, so you're going to forgive me, right? No, you don't get the plan on committing sins only because you planned on asking for forgiveness later. If you already know something is wrong and you only are going to do it because you think that you're going to get forgiveness, God knows that trick. That's not real forgiveness. That's not real sorrow. You don't feel anything for what you did, and you don't want to make up for any of the things you did. You don't feel for that person. You don't care. You just are going to do whatever the fuck you want because you're going to ask for forgiveness later. God knows that trick. So, as much as I would like to plan to go after big pharma, the doctors that overprescribed, and the people responsible for my 25 years of stomach and seizures and neurological disorders and being trafficked all over the country and being drugged over and over and over and over with medications I did not need. Just vomited in my mouth. Stuff like that going on. Of course, I would like to teach those motherfuckers a lesson. Anybody willing to take candy from a baby, steal a medal from an orphan, drug an orphan, lie to that orphan's doctors, continue playing doctor with an orphan, then when you start getting caught trafficking that orphan around the country, then getting a big African American to choke him out, then bringing him to sell properties and homeschool him when he already is missing education, then bring him the chumps for make up stories to his doctors, get him over medicated. Then, when your son does a science experiment with a match and some slime, you decide to have him get up naked in front of strangers, making him out to be a serial killer and like he burns down houses or something. So, when you do those type of things, and your son is bumping into furniture all through his life, age 7 to 31, when your son's experiencing an overdose at age 7 and trying to get help but you won't let him, when you're overdosing him and giving him medications, when you're twisting words trying to fuck with a kid's head and then giving him extra medication like a full bottle of Ipecac as punishments, when you do these type of things, there are people out there that might want to string you up. You don't get to torture people and make sure that they have to live in the woods for the rest of their life. I am not able to collect Social Security. I'm not able to work. I'm not able to use a shelter. I'm not able to get medical care. I'm not able to walk down the street. Why? If I work, they will not let me work and I'll get injured trying. If I try to collect Social Security, they tell me I got to clear up my father's mess first. If I try to go to the doctor, they tell me that I have to clean up my father's mess first because they're basing their medical care off of my mother's and father's fantasies. If I drive, somebody else gets hurt and I crash. If I walk down the street and there's a breeze, I have a seizure, I fall into the road and cars run over my hair. And when I tell the doctors about this or my father about it, the people that should know this is real because we got doctor paperwork going back to age 7. But of course, my father is lying to doctors, making up fantasies with my mother. My mother dies while taking pills and alcohol. My father lies about that. He just continues to lie, lie, lie. And now that my mother's fantasies are put into stone and I cannot receive any medical care for my real disabilities, and nobody's going to diagnose my real disabilities because my mother and father made up so many fake disabilities that the doctors can't make heads or tails of what the fuck is going on. Meanwhile, my father runs away using the same excuse. He's a liar. He's a thief. He's mentally ill. He's making it all up. I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to be in Hawaii. I'm going to be in Florida. I'm in Florida. I don't want to deal with it. I don't care. I don't care if my son is dying in the woods. I don't care if he says he got hurt at age 7. I don't care if he says I know that this is going on and I just don't remember. He's a liar. He's a thief. Meanwhile, what is he basing these statements on? What is my father calling me a liar for? Why is he calling me a thief? Why is he calling this a fantasy? Well, let's give an example. At age 7, I tried to show my mother a swimming medal I won in the orphanage. My mother started. I have never told a lie. I have never stolen anything. I'm just a normal child. I have a normal swimming medal I won in the orphanage for treading water. I go to show it to my mother and she steals my swimming medal. Then she tells my father and the doctors that I stole this and I did it. So, of course, this is very important to understand because if I lose the ability to talk, walk, or move, these videos will be all I have. So, pay good attention. I know I'm not allowed to do these videos with other people on them, or I would bring witnesses. Please ignore any noises in the background. I do not have my own bedroom. Yes, I pay for my own bedroom for the last 7 years, but somebody else is working against me. I paid my rent, I paid my money, I got hurt, I got injured, I had people look at me funny when I fell on the floor at my job, yet they really liked me at my work, I still have that job, but why am I forced to have old people getting in the middle of my videos? In my own bedroom, you might be wondering. Why is there people making noises in my bedroom when I'm supposed to be doing this before I lose the ability to speak in my next seizure? Well, that's due to other people not wanting to do anything. I tried to get the landlord to handle this, but he required my other roommate to also ask for these things. And because my roommate did not care if he was taking up my bed, taking up my room, he did not care about getting a lease, he didn't want to talk against the landlord. When the landlord started threatening him, saying he was going to hit him and evict him if he didn't do his landscaping, this old man went outside, going on a hill, almost killing himself, doing landscaping for the landlord. When the landlord was kicking me in the ribs and there was all this on camera, the old man's in the other room just kind of dizzy. So you got to remind that he doesn't care if he interrupts me in my bedroom. I do. I have important videos to do like this. And if somebody makes a noise, then I got to spend another hour doing take 2. I have to try to redo all these videos. So I'm going to stop this because he's moving around ready to screw up this video.